Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you?
Happy Valentine's Day.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, fantastic. That's right. I'm playing all the elements. How you doing, everybody? It's a beautiful, wide-open Wednesday. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Power 105 WAVA. Your chance to win a Power Porsche coming up in just a few minutes. That's right. All you have to do is come down and actually sexually harass one of the disc jockeys. That's right. That's a tall order. They're all fat. They all stink. And they're all on drugs. WAVA.
Yes.
All of them? All of them are fat?
No, not all of them. No. No, some of them were actually quite good looking.
Yes. This, of course, was some time ago.
Yeah, I remember George McFly. He was a dreamy one. Captain Fogel. He was a bit of a good looker.
He came to my driver's ed class. He's in our yearbook.
Shadow Smith was not really that good looking. He was kind of in between, but he wasn't really super fat either. And he was very depressed. As a matter of fact, you go into his studio late in the afternoon and say, "Hey, Shadow, what's happening?" And he'd go, "I'm so depressed." And he'd talk with his thumb. It was lots of fun. Anyway, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. It's Wide Open Wednesday, and let's get right to your calls. And let's go to Rob Spiewak's hometown of Leesburg, Virginia, and say hi to Barb from Leesburg. There's only one Barb I know in Leesburg.
That's right.
For sure. I wonder if it's the Barb, but we'll find out. Barb, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
Hi, Mike. It is Barb Moody. I'm calling to say hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of another Barb.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course.
That's okay.
Anyway, hi, Barb. How are you?
I'm good. I want to let you know I really enjoyed the time at Jimmy's, seeing all of you. And, Chuck and I spent a lot of time in a big empty room with Stephen Douglas McIntyre.
That's a wonderful chore.
SDM time.
The room was only half filled, and every other room was packed, so it was kind of an odd
I've been hearing from members of the fan club and members of the people that follow our show, and Stephen Douglas McIntyre as popular as ever.
Yeah, really. He's testing very high.
Anyway, just checking in on that.
It was just odd. There were a lot of empty tables, but it was good because I wanted to watch the game, and that was okay. So, but
there was a lot of people moved up into the wing, and then they moved back down, and I don't know. I really haven't done a postmortem with Jimmy to find out exactly what happened to that lower level. That Stephen likes to commandeer an area. He just likes to. He likes to make it his own.
Yeah.
And
when you pre-order and you don't realize what the layout of the table is,
it was a little difficult.
An issue.
Yeah. It was a little problematic.
No, supporter.
I had originally made the reservation with Jimmy, and then Stephen Douglas McIntyre reached out and said, "Do you want to sit with the fan club?" And I said, "Okay." And then afterwards, I thought that was a mistake.
Yeah. Oscar, have you talked to him since? Have you figured out what happened with that?
I got a text last Thursday. He said, I hope we would have connected by now. I missed your calls. Hope we can connect this week.
Good. Look forward to it.
Yes.
Barb, thank you for the beautiful.
All right.
No.
Well, thank you.
No.
Barb, thank you for the beautiful books for my son. That was very sweet of you.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I hope he enjoys it. My kids learned to read with those books, so they were kind of fun. So.
He got a giant teddy bear this morning for Valentine's Day.
Sweet.
Mama is all in.
He's so cute.
And then last night, Mrs. Well, I'll talk about that later in the show. But Mrs. O'Mara brought a bag out, and she'd got me a card and some gifts. And because I just been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, this is the sound I heard in my head. It was a little difficult. But
I bet I know who knows how to treat a woman right is Charles Moody.
That's for Chuck.
What do you do for you? What do you do for you, Barb?
Yeah, anything
nothing,
special?
Absolutely nothing. I'm actually going out of town, so we're not even going to have dinner. I'm going out of town for business, so that's, nothing.
Slay the dragon, Barb. We love you. Best to Chuck, best to Rowan. And keep on keeping on. Thank you very much. We appreciate the call. Let's move on and say hi to Joel Rogers from Denver. This is Old Home Week. Our regular callers calling in on Wide Open Wednesday, by the way. For those of you that have never done it before, it's 888-920-6673. That's 888-920-MORE. That's Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment. That's why we have that moniker. Hello, Joel. You're on the Mike O'Mara Show. How's our favorite sickly pilot?
Oh, I'm healthy, but I do have a problem.
Yes.
The letter that my wife wrote in, you read it, and you talked about Joel Jr. and Joel Sr., and you gave her some grief with the way it was written. I'm confused because I have two daughters, neither one of which are named Joel, and my dad is named James. So we've got a transcription problem somewhere.
Well,
do you think that's Rob Spiewak's?
Yeah.
Let's see if it's Rob's fault. Rob's writing skills
he's just
have
quiet, not even
just
he's talking about you, Rob.
Well, I want to tell you this, Joel. It was maybe the worst written letter we've ever received.
Ooh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
I checked your sent email. It made sense to me. So maybe just, I don't know.
It must be too stupid, but I couldn't make head or tail of it, I did the best I could.
What about this? Send it to me so I can send it to Mike, and then Mike can check it without Rob trying to doctor it up.
No,
it wasn't perfect.
Hold
I'm
on.
so
He's on
confused
meds.
with
Wait a
this
minute.
Joel
He's
Jr.
on muscle relaxers. We're going to address Oscar's opiate problem in a second here, but the fact is that I want to make sure. No, as much as I like to see, I enjoy bitching about Rob. I don't want to change systems and take responsibilities away from him. My God, we've stripped him of every major responsibility he's ever had. We're not taking this away from him. We're not going to do it. Yes, Oscar, he's raising his hand. Oh God,
this is just a random test, a quality control test. That's all
I know.
it is.
Yeah, like pulling a bottle of Pepsi off the bottling line and seeing
Would
how
it be
tastes.
safe to say that over the last week, your post Super Bowl, your editing skills have been waning a little bit?
No, I don't think that's safe at all. I think
like
that's
typos.
False. No, one missed letter S. There was
talking
one
about
missed letter S.
typos on my copy as well.
No, I think that it's every bit as good as it's ever been.
Oh God, that's encouraging. Joel, where are you flying off to next?
No, I got a week and a half off, so I'm just hanging out at home.
Oh, you can just sit there and pick at Rob Spiewak. How great is that?
Yeah,
That's
I was just so confused. I'm like,
I was confused. I read the letter 10 times.
Hold on. Let me two things. First of all right, we've addressed this now, Joel.
Yeah, let's stop
and
yelling
the
at each
fact
other.
is,
We'll
this
move
is
on.
a little
sorry.
too much swimming in Lake Mead
Tedious.
for even because to be honest with you, I've forgotten what the letter was,
Yeah.
and I don't. But I certainly enjoyed the giving Rob grief at the beginning.
I
of
was
the
going to
show.
play your jingle, but screw off.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my God! Yeah,
on.
okay. All right,
I'll
go
just
hop
sing
in
it
a
myself. Thanks, Ben.
Go hop in a simulator or something like that. Dirk Vastrick from Spokane. Oh, the same 7 people that listen to this show every day
You're
are calling
fired.
in.
Well, they're
This
checking
is
in.
great.
They're just checking in. It's the
yes.
winter. We want to make sure they're okay.
Dirk Vastrick from Spokane, Washington. How are you?
Well, I had to get up early to shovel snow this morning, so figured I might as well just call in on the live app and say hi. And
That's wonderful. And so Spokane, Dirk, you okay?
How
Are
many
you all right?
inches? Not you, but
I'm
snow.
just sitting here in the dark and polishing my trophy.
Are you done? Oh,
He's in the listener hall.
no. You're done shoveling snow, though. That task is done?
No, that comes next.
Frequent breaks, Dirk. Frequent breaks.
Yeah, Dirk. Look. I mean, you're not a young man anymore, and the fact is that shoveling snow. Remember, it's I die first. You're Carla's sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Then you die shortly thereafter. Carla lives at a resort with my son for the rest of her days. That's the way I have it.
Don't
planned
ruin
out.
that plan.
All right.
Well, it is Valentine's Day, and so of course I have a poem for Carla.
Oh no, for Carla. This is the married Dirk Vastrick with a love poem
bringing that up?
for my wife. Go ahead, Dirk. Lay it on us. This is good.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If Mike ever keels over, I'll be there for you.
There it is. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Yes, Rob, I was disappointed as well. Let's go to
True love.
Have fun
just up the
shoveling.
road. Just up the road from me, Nate from Punta Gorda, Florida. Nate, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello there,
Hey, happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
so So, funny story, as we were preparing our trip down to West South Florida here, staying
Yes.
with some friends in Punta Gorda,
Yes.
I inadvertently booked a flight to East South Florida. I flew into the wrong Fort Airport, flew into Fort Lauderdale as opposed to Fort Myers.
Rookie mistake.
And
discovered-
so Lauderdale, from just so people know, from Punta Gorda to Fort Lauderdale is a good 2 hour, I believe. Correct?
Yes, just about 2.5 hours. So we landed, called our friends, said, "Hey, we're at the airport," and they said, "You're at the wrong airport, you dope." And so
Oh,
we
my
rented a
God.
car and drove across the.
You didn't realize
the
you
other
were at
side
the
of the
wrong airport until you landed?
Rob, I am not what some might call intelligent.
now
Welcome-
hold on,
welcome,
hold on.
friend.
So were you thinking you were going to fly into Fort Myers?
Yes.
You got online, you booked a ticket, you confirmed with the airline to Fort Lauderdale. I mean, I understand that you got two cities within 90 minutes of each other that both start with Fort, but it just and by the way, I'm getting a horrible bounce back on these calls. I'm not sure what's causing that, but if you can tweak that a little bit, see. The point is, it's quite an oversight. But were you blissfully reunited with your friends and family down here?
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, as we were driving to the house, I drove past an arena, and I thought, where have I heard that arena name before? And it was Germain Arena.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
Germain's
Right.
right off the main drag. So when you're coming from Lauderdale and you're going up 75, you're going to go not only across the tip of Florida, which they call Alligator Alley, and then you're going to make your way up through my hometown and right up to, as Jimmy Cerrito once called it, Punta Gordo.
Oh, isn't that where he rented a motorcycle?
Yeah, he had a motorcycle and went up to see his daughter, and then
Didn't come
visited
back.
with us for a half an hour, and then drove to see his friend in Punta Gordo. And we were pissed.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy was like so thoughtless that he was just like, a
rolled
house
out.
guest for us, and he rolled out. He rolled out on us. I'll never forget it. I'll never forgive him for that. I will never forgive him for that, and I will never forgive him for not having enough space heaters at the wing, at the beer garden. But thank you very much, Nate. Nate, get with the program. Anyway, let's get it. We have SDM, Stephen Douglas McIntyre.
Yeah.
Get ready for excitement right now. What people don't realize that Stephen lived in the D.C. area for a long time, and now he is a Georgian. He is an Atlanta Georgian.
World
and when
War II veteran.
Well, is he really? No,
Yeah,
he's
he
not.
fought for our
One
side.
and two.
No, he's not. 1 and 2. SDM, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Good morning.
What's the story with everybody bitching about your table down at Jimmy's?
Well, I made the mistake of trusting everyone, and I had 50 reservations for 50 seats, and so I actually, people were calling to make reservations, and I said, "Well, we're full. You'll need to call Jimmy and make a reservation with him if he still has space."
Well,
And
Jimmy,
so-
so you booked 50 and you had some no-shows, and Jimmy wasn't able to fill those seats. So that was kind of a quagmire.
Well,
so
he
did you take a
didn't
deposit
ask me.
from people?
No, there wasn't any charge for the event. So if I charged everybody $10 a seat, and they had to pay in advance in order to reserve that seat, I don't think that would have gone over very well.
Well, next time just show up.
Yeah.
just show up and
just
don't.
do you.
I think you just take care of you. You've been around
You
for a
do
long
too
time.
much.
Yeah,
you
way
do too
too
much.
much.
I think you need to relax and just enjoy and get a table for yourself. And if people don't, yes, Oscar,
He's a high sparrow.
You're the high sparrow. People have to start doing for you, Stephen.
Exactly, Stephen.
Well, naturally, I wanted the event to be a big success, and so
Well, the event,
when-
Stephen, hold on just a second.
No.
And I don't want to be difficult here. But Stephen, and I don't want to sound like an egomaniac, but I'll sound like an egomaniac. Stephen, the event was the event was going to be a success as soon as Oscar and Rob and Mike decided they were going to be there. I hate to say that, but the fact is that's the way it's going to roll.
That's just the way we roll.
That's the way it's going to roll. So I mean, I think that we love the fan club, we do, but I don't put yourself out and put yourself up through all this grief. I heard a lot of people bitching, and that's not fair to you. I think you do wonderful
you think?
things, but yes.
Well, do you think anybody was turned away at the door?
No.
No, I don't
Then
think so.
What about the half empty room? Then, I mean, people if they came in, they could come down there. It wasn't closed off. Said, "I'm sorry, you can't come past this point."
Right. What's your
So-
point?
Yeah, precisely.
Hold on. What's your point, Stephen?
The point is, if there were plenty of people there, it would have filled up on its own. So I'm saying that no one was turned away at the door. There wasn't a line out the
Yes,
door
there were
waiting
people
for a
turned
seat.
away at the door, Stephen. Jimmy was not letting people go down there and sit at your tables when it started because of the fan club. We talked
Well,
about
I
that.
understand when it started, but after
No.
2
Throughout
hours.
the entire time, later on, it was he turned people away because you had committed to 50 people being down there that didn't show up. The Mike
I'll have to
O'Mara
talk to
show
Jimmy.
part of this, Stephen, and I hate to give you this lecture on the air, but the Mike O'Mara show part of this was a success. We were up in the wing where there was standing room only. When we cut the ribbon, it was you couldn't breathe in there. There was almost a fire marshal issue because of the wing, and he has so much more space to fill, and Jimmy was so thrilled because the thing was great. What caused the problem was someone had booked 50 tables, and they couldn't seat people down there. Do you understand?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry that
You-
the people said they were coming and didn't. So I'm sorry.
Well, I don't. But here you don't run a restaurant. Jimmy does, and we show up and we do our little thing. And when you're making some kind of allusion to the fact that people could have come in there. No, they couldn't. You hijacked an entire section of his restaurant. I mean, I have to be honest with you about this right now. So when you
Well, I wish
committed,
you-
say,
I
I'm
wish
going to
you
have
here.
50 people. When you go into a restaurant and you say, we're going to have 50 people in a restaurant, and then the people, I don't know, I had nothing to do with it. And Jimmy had nothing to do with it. You made a reservation, you got 50 people, and then you said 50 people were coming, and out of the 50 people that told you they were coming, how many people came?
Or at least 25 or more.
So 50% of the people you booked. So that's a problem.
Well,
You
also,
see? That's a problem.
Also, some of the people came and saw where you were sitting, and there were still seats available.
No,
in
that's
the
not the
wing.
reason. No. I'm going to make it easy. When we do an event, just let the venue handle making reservations and getting people in there. That's going to work out best for everybody, and then you're not having to stress over it and
you're not
worry
on
about
the
it.
hook for anything.
And
Exactly.
and book yourself a table and sit down with a table. I think that's it. And if people want to show up, they show up. If people are saying, I want to be there, and then they don't show up, then that's not good for the venue. It's not good for us, and it's not good for you.
Right. Well, like I said, in hindsight, I should have gone to Jimmy at the beginning of the game and said, "Well, the game has started. If anybody's coming."
but don't come on the show and say to my listeners that, well, they didn't show. It was empty anyway. No, it was empty down where you were. It was standing room only at the bar. The wing was filled. There were people out in the beer
Jam.
garden. The empty spot was down on the lower level where you had committed to 50 people, half of which did not show up. That was the problem. It was you. It was not Jimmy. It was not the Mike O'Mara show. I'm sorry, but this is tough love. But I gotta tell you the truth. I appreciate everything that's done, but come on now. I mean, and when you're coming on here saying, "Hey, by the way, there weren't people that were," that's not true. You're. I don't know why you're saying that. I mean, because you're usually a very positive guy.
Well, yeah, and again, in hindsight, it was my fault that I didn't, tell Jimmy, "Hey, the game has started. These people aren't here yet. I'm not going to hold their table any longer."
Jimmy could have filled and had people eating downstairs. That would have been very, very
Tables
helpful.
and chairs,
Yes,
the whole thing.
yes, Oscar. Yes.
SDM, listen to me, man.
Yeah.
We all have to be self-aware of each other's foibles, right? You overstep all the time. We still love you, but let's try not to overstep as much, and maybe we won't have this much.
I think it'd be great. I think
drama
it'd be. We
afterwards.
appreciate it. And the fact is, look. If you're not getting it, I got it from a lot of people that were there. There are people. I think it's just best to do these things and show up and not try to control as much.
Be a little
Because it
selfish.
causes-
Yeah. Be a little selfish. Worry
Take
about
care of
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
The next event we do, when we do, and God
Vegas.
knows we'll be announcing
couple
Vegas
weeks.
soon. When we do Vegas, you don't have to do any work at all, and we're gonna set up a throne for you.
Yes.
We're gonna set up a special throne where you can sign
like
autographs.
Game of Thrones.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Bye. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
guy.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I've had
It's okay.
it.
You know
I've
what?
Really,
Someone had to tell
I've
him.
had it.
Yeah.
Someone had to tell him.
I've had it, man. I've had it.
I
It's
hear ya.
really difficult.
And-
It's really getting difficult.
Please, Pony, just blow him from now on, please.
You can't say that.
I just want to figure out this. It's so, and then did you see what he did?
He has
Yep.
an attitude.
Yep.
He tells me that no,
No.
the room was, I was sweating my nads off. I couldn't move.
Also,
do you remember, Rob, when we tried to go down
Oh,
and
yeah.
cut the ribbon?
Couldn't get there.
We needed the fearsome foursome to run
Get through the bar. Yeah, bar was
What
5
is
deep.
that about? Where he's like, yeah, but people, did they turn anybody away at the door? Yes.
Not sure
what they
why
turned
he would
away.
call defensive, you know?
What they turned away were people that were going to sit
Want to
Right.
sit
and
and watch.
eat dinner
Spend
and
money.
eat lunch.
Waniacs.
Jesus, I'm sorry. God.
Jimmy asks.
Patrick from Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm thinking we gotta. If there's anybody out there, I mean, when someone's coming in and then they're coming on, what I can't get out of my craw right now is that what he just said. They didn't turn anybody away at the door. Yes, they turned
did.
people away from your section.
I don't
What was
think-
he saying that
He
for?
does not have full context. He does not have full context. He just sees what he sees from his side of the table, and that's it.
All right. Go. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the tail end of a
We're
call,
all right.
but-
We're all
so
right.
I'm not gonna say go.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Do an appearance for Buzz.
No.
Patrick from Wilmington, North Carolina. Hello. But really,
Let me just
you
say
still-
how fun it is to follow up after that.
Yeah.
Patrick, Patrick, it came
Get
out
Mike
today.
fun up and make me next.
It came out today, Patrick, but we've been dealing with it, and it's frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. This is a man who loves the show, I believe.
He does.
Who has orchestrated generous gifts for
Benevolent.
members of the show. That's something for me that was just short of spectacular.
My marriage.
I don't feel as though it lands when I talk to him, and I don't understand what he wants from me or us. And I feel like that conversation was the kind of conversation that Oscar and I have with Stephen Douglas McIntyre 20 times a year, where there's that passive-aggressive kind of negativity, and it's just, I don't know. Anybody that can offer any insight on
He's
it, I
not,
would
and
appreciate.
like no one else, he's not above it.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Patrick, what can we do? for you?
the Disney tickets in the basket.
And do you notice the three of us? There's some sort of fear. Do you notice
Yes!
there's some sort of
I
fear?
don't want to die. He knows where we work.
Yeah, well, I
No,
mean,
no.
he could be a mad sorcerer.
No, don't be Rob. Jesus fucking Christ! Could you stop being flipped for
what's a
once in your
mad
life?
sorcerer?
Really? No, Rob's. Don't distance yourself from this. You live this too.
I know.
And
I
it's
know.
just it causes me a tremendous amount of consternation when we're trying to do events. And Oscar, who's got to be out there on the front line trying to do that.
Well, what makes
And
me
it's
the
frustrating.
most uneasy is that he seems to hear, but he won't listen. And
No.
that's what it's amazing to me somehow.
God damn, unbelievable. Patrick, what can we do for you?
Well, I'll change it up a little bit, I guess. So today would have been my dad's 78th birthday. We lost him last spring. But I wanted to thank
I'm
you
sorry to
guys
hear that.
for keeping his memory alive, because he was a drummer, and Buddy Rich was his idol.
All right, good
And so
man.
every time you guys play snippets of Buddy sets, it reminds me of my dad. I'd like to share a quick fun fact, if I might.
Go ahead.
My dad was Tony Hennett, and he was one of Charlie Daniels' first drummers. He went on the road with him when he was 17 in like 1958, and they remained close friends throughout until my dad passed. So, kind of celebrate today. Charlie sent me a signed copy of his latest book with my dad's mentioned in it, and I'm going to give it to my mom today.
That's cool.
So,
I had the pleasure, Patrick,
yeah.
of interviewing Charlie Daniels years ago, and when I was a country DJ, and I actually was a huge, huge fan. Way back in the day, I used to play. I used to call it Cowboy Relief when I was a club DJ. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I played a thing called "South's Gonna Do It Again" by Charlie Daniels, and I would give everybody a break from the regular dance music they were playing, and I would play Charlie Daniels. That's how much I love CDB.
I had no idea
I
you
love
did that.
CDB.
That's cool.
Absolutely. That's a cool thing, and you got to be thrilled with that,
Yeah.
Patrick.
I am. Charlie's a great guy. As a matter of fact, while my dad was in hospice, he called my dad and spoke to him, and they caught up a little bit. Charlie is a genuine guy. I'm sure you saw that in your interviews with him.
Very sweet.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah,
and what's your
great
father's name, Patrick?
It's Tony Hennett, and they were called the Jaguars. They went out on the road in like 1958. My dad didn't even graduate high school. It was just such a chance for him, and they were on the road for about 3 or 4 years before he met my mom up in D.C. and left the band after that. But they stayed in touch for years. And
do you know the name of the keyboard player for Charlie Daniels that had that derby hat, that wore that derby hat? Do you remember that guy's name? I wish I remember that name. You don't? Okay.
The original guys.
We'll be thinking about your dad, and what a nice tribute that you called in and did that for him. And
Thank you.
And that was terrific, Patrick. Yeah. And way to honor your dad like that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go to Jason in Rochester, New York. Hello, Jason. You're on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Gentlemen, I am calling with the Moe's stock tip quarterly analysis.
Oh, whoa.
Boy, we don't even have Mo. We got to take a break. My God, we've been taking phone calls. I don't know where that went long. Oh, my God. Okay, so you're going to break down Mo's stock tips and see how he's done. Boy, it's been a pretty rocky couple of weeks in February. Lay it on us, Jason.
Sure. So bottom line, I went back from the October 11th all the way to now, and right now, he is only trailing the S&P 500, which Warren Buffett says is the best you can do anyway. He's only trailing it by about 1/100 of a percentage point.
Wow! Way to go, Mo! Way to go, Jason. Thank you. And before we go to break, we have to go to Yokohama, Japan. And is Adrian answering the phone?
Yes, he is.
It's Yokohama, Japan. Adrian, not Yokohama.
Boys.
Let's go. Yes, Bob from Yokohama. Hello. What can we do for you, Bob?
How you doing, boys? Just called to
We're
say
doing great.
hello. I'm traveling for work. I'm normally from Pittsburgh. I met you guys at the Hofbrau House. In fact, I was the guy that set that up for you.
Attaboy.
Oh, I remember that.
We had a great time there. That was a great first, that was like the first big stop on our trip. That was great.
Yeah, I don't remember getting drunk, but it was a good time.
It was fantastic.
I don't remember that.
Well, there were so many people there, and then there was that one section of 50 where Stephen Douglas McIntyre made a reservation. I'm sorry, Bob. I don't let things go. So are you are you in Yokohama now?
I'm sort of in the outskirts.
Okay.
In,
Any
Chinatown, believe it or not.
And you're going to be doing some Chinatown in Japan. That's
interesting.
It's kind of confusing. Yeah. Is there any word of wisdom you could give our pony who's, maybe not now, but he was going to Japan. I know that. Any words of wisdom you can give him?
Trains and subways are as great as they're cracked up to be. Food is always good, and actually, over here anyway, fairly inexpensive. I don't know, convenience stores is good.
Vending machine.
What about the
used
vending
panties?
Oscar wants the used panties.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on muscle relaxers. Thank you very much. Bob, thank you for calling all the way from Japan. We love our international calls.
Yes.
And when are you coming back to the good old USA?
I fly out tomorrow.
Oh,
right.
wow. Well, thanks for thinking of us. Have a great time, and go have a geisha dinner or
That's
whatever
right.
you do.
Enjoy the BDSM
Thank
scene.
you.
It's
Thank you very
bustling
much.
over there.
We have to take a break. Do we have to start the show?
We should start the show.
Okay, let's start the best show ever right now.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
O'Hara,
Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
Should we call a doctor?
No, it's this day. Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, she's fine. Valentine's Day, not so good.
What are you doing tonight, Calvin?
I'm actually here about the Sean Jackson interview, but we could talk.
Relax, I'm not asking you out. I'm just curious. How are you spending this happiest of all days? No.
Let me just...
You sure you don't want to call somebody?
I just want to know if, in fact, I am the only person on the whole freaking planet who is completely and 100% alone on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I'm working. I got 3 telecasts, 9, 10, and 11 o'clock. Usually I do 2, but people want it off, so I'm happy to cover for them on this day.
You don't like to go out on Valentine's Day?
I hate it.
Me too. It's my fault. I'm alone. I'm neurotic to the nth degree. I don't have time to work on myself because I'm too busy fixing everyone else.
Right.
My closest relationship is with my BlackBerry.
Right.
Thank God it vibrates.
Oh, no.
Do you know who has always been there for me?
Who's that?
My best friend, Candy. I cannot get enough.
Oh.
And I know it's bad, but I need it. I need it, and there is not a shortage on Valentine's Day. And that is my future. I'll be a lonely old lady with rotting teeth and a chocolate mustache.
No, you're not. Oh.
I don't want a mustache.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
We're live from the Fiverr Studios in our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. God, this reminds me of my old restaurant. The Mike O'Mara Show is a
Cupid
worldwide
Shuffle for Valentine's Day.
This is a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it. If you're here, you're in the know. We are on air, on demand, and heard 24/7 on the new Tmos app. Update it now and get our show all day, every day. You can reach us at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show on now and brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. If you knew something bad was about to happen, but you could protect yourself, you'd do it, right? Of course you would. Well, look, the Fed is going to raise rates 3 times this year. That's what they're talking about. So protect yourself today by going to Cornerstone First Financial and locking in your rate right now. Not only do these guys know their stuff, they genuinely care about you. They know that it's your money on the line, and they will give you the personal attention you require to get the best deal possible. Whether it's a refi or getting pre-approved to buy a home, Cornerstone First Financial will advise you and take care of you. We know these guys, and they have Oscar Santana's seal of approval. So plan ahead and protect yourself. Click their banner ad on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. That's cornerstonefirst.com/TMOS or call 202-625-1221. Personal attention from application to closing. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Florida. Do it right. Do it now with Cornerstone First Financial. Let's continue. I remember the sequence here. We're going to go to Katie in, it's Lewes, Delaware, correct?
It's Lewis, but you can say it however you want. Good morning.
Why is it spelled L-E, and I know Adrian spelled it wrong, but it's L-E-W-E-S, but it's Lewis?
Yeah, God knows. I have no idea.
Okay,
it's never been explained to me.
Signed Frustrated in Delmarva.
Lewis, Delaware, right down near like Rehoboth and Dewey Beach in that area.
It's where the ferry is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I work for Meals on Wheels, so we serve meals in that area.
Good for you.
Big
That's
heart.
wonderful work.
Yeah.
Big heart.
What can we do for you today,
Thank
Katie?
you. Well, I'm sitting outside the courthouse because I have a mandatory appearance for a traffic ticket. So I was just killing some time, and what a nice Valentine's Day, gift, to be at court in the morning.
Yeah, we all have to go through it. There's sometimes. Did you get pulled over in your Meals on Wheels mobile?
No, but I got.
It's not like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, Oscar.
No,
it's
Mike,
not like
it's a big car that's shaped like a chicken.
I spent 2 years delivering meals for Meals on Wheels.
And you just use your regular
thank
car.
you.
Your regular car.
You do.
Yeah. I would
But
throw
but I work
CDs and
for them. I don't
HFS
deliver
stickers
the
in them
meals.
all the time. It was awesome.
Did you do it through the radio
That's
station?
awesome.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
CBS cares.
Are you going to beat it? Do you have an attorney, or are you representing yourself, Katie?
I'm representing myself. It was a trifecta. I was speeding. I didn't have my driver's license, and I didn't have an updated insurance card. So,
but other than that,
so me.
Was it a trooper or was it a local? Was it a trooper or a local cop?
It was a local cop. Well, it was state police, but they're in Delaware. It's kind of like by section, so it was state police, but specific to one area.
Stadies are tough. Stadies are by the book.
Know.
I remember when I got a speeding ticket out on 66, and the state trooper was such a hard ass. And when I got to the courtroom, one of my buddies who was on another jurisdiction, he will go nameless, told me just that he had talked to the guy and to walk up. And I remember just walk up and tell him who you are. And I walked up and I extended my hand, and he wouldn't shake my hand. I guess that's kind of policy. Very scary. Yeah. Well, hey, I wish you the best of luck. Let us know if everything went okay, and call Pony if you get jail time. He'll bail you out. All right?
Or he'll at least visit.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Jason from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jason, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I just wanted to talk about your bonus show and let you know that I asked my wife for two things for Christmas this year, the bonus show being one of them, and she got me the bonus show. And I just want to let you know,
Yay!
What a good wife.
We're very, very happy with we're never really happy, but we are happier with the bonus show subscriptions this
Gifting
year.
has been made easier.
Yeah, very
Thanks
easy.
to Pony.
We appreciate that, Jason. Thank you very much. How are things in Charlotte today?
They're fantastic. Listen, I want all the other listeners who are leeches, ticks, whatever. If you are a fan of Mike O'Mara, the show really is fantastic. It's raw, it's revealing, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I just want you guys to know that. I want all the other listeners to sign up and get their bonus package too.
God bless you. That's wonderful, Jason. Would that more people would be selfless like that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you didn't come on the show and say, they didn't let any other people in. Anyway, let's go to Danny in. I'm still thinking about it. I'll be thinking about it for like the next month.
Yeah.
Danny in Sacramento, California. Danny, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Good morning.
Good morning, Danny.
And thanks SDM for ruining this phone call already for me. I really appreciate it.
I'm over it.
No. Fresh start for you, my friend.
I'm over it. Everything is just fine.
Clean slate.
Mikey's lying.
All right. Well, thank you, boys. Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there.
To all young lovers, wherever you are.
Pro flowers.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, Mike, I called for two reasons. One, I believe you were talking about it on Monday. I actually was fortunate enough to head out to Pebble and check out the final round on Sunday.
Oh, great! I'd love an eyewitness account of this, Danny. This is awesome.
Would you guys like to play a game about to guess how much a Bloody Mary costs?
Pebble Beach.
Wow.
Just
I'll guess.
for inflation.
Go ahead, Rob.
I will guess $16.
On the effing nose, Rob Spewak.
Yay!
All right.
Because I was
There we go.
reviewing Super Bowl prices, and I thought it would be just a little less than the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, and
$16.
a Red Bull sized can of Stella Artois cost $8.
Oh,
man, you pay
my
for the view,
God.
man. You pay for the view.
Oh, absolutely.
Danny,
go ahead. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, I want to know the celebrity contingent at the AT&T Pro-Am. What were there celebs wandering around? I mean, all I saw was like Larry Fitzgerald and Bill Murray. I didn't see it, and Larry the Cable Guy. It just didn't seem like on TV there were a lot of celebrities there this year.
Well, on Sunday, it gets because they play all three courses the first 3 days because they have Pebble, Spyglass, and I think it's Spanish Bay.
Right.
But then they cut that list of golfers, including the amateurs, down to 60. So that counts for some of the amateurs that didn't make it because Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, he was nowhere to be found on Sunday. I don't believe Larry the Cable Guy played on Sunday. Bill Murray certainly didn't play on Sunday. Wayne Gretzky didn't play on Sunday. So, Brett
looked like
Baer,
a bunch of skinny CEOs. It really looked like
and that load, Brett Baer from Fox News. But
it really
just
kind of looks like a little boy.
Oscar, Chris Harrison host of The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah, that dream
wow.
boat.
That's the first time Maddie has clapped in 2 years on this show.
Chris Harrison.
That you clap for.
Mark my words, within 10 years, that Me Too movement that just broke, there's going to be contestants. All the fall off from all these seasons are going to come out.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all going to be talking about Chris Harrison. That's
Yeah.
the way it's going to go.
Allegedly.
Danny, thank you very much for the
Consensual.
call. We appreciate that. Let's go to Todd
They all want to
in
sleep with him.
Pinellas Park, Florida. Todd, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
Oh, you're on the air.
Yes, we are.
It's me, Fezzy.
It's
Hey.
Fez. Oh, that's sad. That's so sad. That is so sad. It's Fezzy. Hi, Fez.
What?
Okay, you gotta go. When you're doing the bit, you gotta follow up. with it. That's the way it's got. He was waiting for the reaction. Anyway, it really. But when I said hi, Fez, I would have loved a hi, Mike.
Hiya.
Yeah.
Does anybody, Oscar? You follow those guys?
Of course, Ron and Fez.
What's Fez?
Ron
Fez?
Bennington has his own show on Sirius.
Without Fez, Ron Bennington
because-
is not as fun to listen to.
But Fez went off the deep end,
And left
to put it
radio,
lightly,
right?
2 years ago, and
Okay.
still lives on that island within an island in New York.
The weird thing is that guy actually had Fez's real name, Todd. So, I mean, there was some research that went into it, but we wish him well.
I'd love to get Fez on this show. How much fun would that be? But you know what? I wasn't plugged into those guys when they went to Sirius.
But we'd
so
have
I'm
to
not sure.
find him first.
I know. You have to track him down. Rick from Concord, California. Rick, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Good morning.
Rick.
Richie Valentine Day, right? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Don't ever do that again, sir.
Just roll with it.
Save you the embarrassment.
Go ahead. All right, you're on borrowed time now, Rick.
Oh, another quick word of the week: Jumentus. It sounds great, like welcome to this Jumentus occasion, or Carla, this vegan chili tastes simply Jumentus. But what it really means?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Horse urine.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
I'll take that.
Thanks so
Something
much.
new.
What a lovely, happy
Something
thought.
new.
That's ladies and gentlemen, we have greatness on the line right now. Mr. Todd Moore is calling.
Hey.
Todd Moore is calling.
Hey,
in.
guys.
Hi, Todd. Hi, Todd. The creator
First
of
time
Play
listener,
It
long time caller. Whatever that means. Happy Flower Day.
Hi, Todd. How are you?
You know, Mike, of all the bullcrap holidays that Hallmark had to invent, this one is my favorite.
That's wonderful. You go out and get Marissa something really special
You
today.
guys getting engaged today? What's going
you
on?
bet.
Yeah.
So I'm actually making deliveries today because, you know, the Play-A-Pod isn't making any money. So I'm going to be delivering flowers today in the
that's
Falls
wonderful.
Church area.
Now, you have to be aware of the feedback that we are getting about Play-A-Pod. At least I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing online, because people are talking to me already about how wonderful that app is. And I'll tell you something, I don't get impressed by that kind of stuff like other people. When you showed it to me when I was up in D.C., I love that thing, and I think that thing's going to take off. I feel great things. We're going to talk
We're all
about
behind
Play-A-Pod
you.
Yeah, we love it.
later in the show. It's gonna do great. Oscar, your demeanor changes. You seem tired all of a sudden. What's
Do you
going
not
on?
appreciate his flower delivery shtick?
No.
I'm actually delivering flowers. That's why I called.
Why are you delivering flowers?
Because my friend works at a flower shop here in Falls Church, and I told her this is obviously her busiest day of the year. It's like Christmas over there. So I said I would help out and deliver
How about
flowers.
more Play-A-Pod, less flowers?
Yeah.
And just
I forgot to charge money for that. But I do have a Play-A-Pod update for you guys.
Please,
You're gonna like
share
it.
it with us. Please do.
So on March 2nd, Google is going to feature Play-A-Pod in the Play Store. And guess what? The first show millions of people are going to see.
What show?
The Mike O'Mara Show?
Yes, Mike. You got it. That'll be the first thing we see.
That's awesome, Todd. That is
Finally.
awesome.
All those handies I've been giving out. They're paying off.
God.
The candies.
Hey, Todd, you ought to listen later on in the show when we discuss Oscar's opiate crisis, okay? I want to talk to you about that a little bit.
Something with his back, I'm sure.
I'm starting to worry about
quotation
it.
marks.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Todd, I
Human.
am not blowing smoke. You know I don't do that, and I love Play a Pod. I really do. I'm really looking forward to having it all tweaked up with the Mike O'Mara show, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful delivery system. It might be the gold standard, and then you can buy us all houses.
Yes.
Okay, that's the way.
Also,
that's
Mike has
the
offered
goal.
his voiceover services for the pre-roll as a
100%.
That's
Absolutely.
cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I will.
We're
I
all
will
going to retire to Florida. Can't wait.
Please come down here. We'll get a giant house together and have servants.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. God
send
bless you,
11
Todd Moore.
send
Happy
11
Valentine's
roses.
Day. What, Rob?
Send
What?
11 roses to Mike. You can skim
Well,
them off the
listen,
delivery.
I'm not kidding. I'm doing this for my friend Galleria Florist in Falls Church. I'm
He really
delivering
is.
flowers.
He really is.
And today, yes, I
We
took the
work
day
with
off to
Pro
deliver
Flowers. Pro Flowers.
Okay. Goodbye, Todd. We love you. Thank you.
Love you,
Thank you
man.
for
Love
playing,
you
Bob. We
guys.
appreciate it. There you
Give me
go.
a call.
All right, we will. Call me.
That whole thing was weird, man.
We have to take another break here. We're getting tons of calls
Galleria
today.
Florist.
Yeah, it's.
Do they have the Tmos code?
Right, well, just calm down. Everything's fine. One last call, and then we're going to take a break. Greg from Sacramento,
best
you're the
friend.
last one during this time. Everybody stay on the line. We're going to get
Please,
to you.
wait.
We're getting all our calls today. We're having record-setting calls today. What do you think of that, SDM? Let's say hi to Greg in Sacramento.
Hey, morning, Mike.
Hi. You can keep the music rolling in the background, Rob. We're kind of playing this out. You're confusing me now. There you go.
Hey, regarding the Pebble Beach Pro-Am celebrity situation,
Yes.
I listened to a San Francisco radio station, and they were interviewing celebrities that were playing, and they were saying that they were on the edge of their seat waiting for the invite because some people were not getting invites like they had been.
So they moved out the famous people and moved in the people that had the money.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
so
it
they-
sounds like.
I thought maybe it was they were giving other people a chance, but those other people might be the corporate guys.
Well, yeah, and it sucks if they were doing
when you
that.
turn
I think
on your television, you want to see a VP of General Electric. That's what you
it's
want.
Not cool. Not
No.
cool at all. I hope they, bring back the old guys.
Yeah.
Just bring back the
Hey, Mike.
skeletons and set them up on
Mike,
the
one
poles.
last thing.
Yes, one last thing. I love one last thing.
I saved up your apps. I went on a long flight from Oakland, California to Barcelona, so I saved up the shows to listen to. And yeah, I think this is interesting. I was asleep on the plane, and I woke up kind of groggily, and they have like the little screens that have your flight info on it, like your altitude and speed.
Right.
And we were going 722 miles an hour due to a 200-mile-an-hour tailwind.
That's fast.
That's
Are we
fast.
still on there?
That's something. That's wonderful.
That was really a great one more thing.
It's always the one more thing.
It is.
It's like, yes, you can
Stifle,
be going 500
sir,
miles an
stifle.
hour
Are you
and a big jet, and the tailwind can bring you up to 700 miles an hour. That must have made quite an impression on him.
Yes. If you
it's
go
an
slow,
interesting-
the plane falls out of the sky.
Thank you,
so
Rob.
it's
We're gonna
better to
take a
go
break.
fast.
Oh, my God. We're going to come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. I literally had nothing to say.
Yeah,
I'm
none
sorry.
of us did.
Valentine's Day. The one holiday where you can show that special someone just how much you care. Fancy cards and chocolates are nice, but what is the best way to show your affection? Comedy. A TMOS bonus show package is the perfect way to say I love you. For less than 5 cents a show, you get an extra hour of funny every week for 1 full year. Click on the bonus show banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com today and get ready to giggle with your main squeeze. Nothing's sexier than laughter. Get your bonus package today. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You know, every time Carla cooks up some delicious food from Blue Apron, everybody is happy.
Yeah.
Fun and easy for her. She is spreading the Blue Apron word through the neighborhood down here. It's yummy for me. And the most amazing variety. It is the better way to cook. They even have vegetarian options. I love my Blue Apron. Blue Apron delivers fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes right to your door. It's like getting a food package every single week. That can be cooked in under 45 minutes. The menu changes every week based on what's in season and is designed by Blue Apron's in-house culinary team. Plus, Blue Apron sends only non-GMO ingredients and meat with no added hormones.
Great.
How'd you like some spicy chicken and stir-fried vegetables with jasmine rice? That is straight-ahead, simple, good. And creamy fusilli pasta with fried rosemary and walnuts. You know you want it.
Yeah.
It's so fresh. It's so good. It's so easy, and it can make you a better cook. It's the best food in town. Blue Apron is treating our listeners to $30 off their first order if you visit blueapron.com/TMOS. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at blueapron.com/TMOS. Blue Apron is the better way to cook. It is just a smoking hot,
They're
wide
hopping,
open
man.
Wednesday.
They're hopping.
Let's get right to it, and let me see. These people have been waiting here. Let's go to Chris from Mad City. I played golf with a guy from Mad City yesterday. Madison, Wisconsin. Chris, what can we do for you?
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you?
We're wonderful. What can we do for you, Chris?
Great. I've been trying to get through for quite a while. I was wondering if SDM maybe reserved 50 spots on the phone.
Seems like it today. It's a rather boisterous day. Perhaps I'll give Stephen Douglas McIntyre credit that he no, he didn't. No, I'm not going to do that.
Why would
the
you?
phones
No.
were there the whole time.
Telephone lines.
Mad City's a great place for the show. We have a lot of listeners in Madison.
Yeah.
And I had a
I'll
great
tell you
time
that.
with the guy yesterday.
There's a lot of college girls running around with heavy parkas right now. It's great.
Well, thanks for perving it up for us
don't
just
know,
there.
but
That
I'm
was
going to do this
okay.
just in case.
Tone.
Yeah,
Because
there you
the
go.
parka thing sort of offset it, but I don't know.
Time's up, man.
There
I
you go.
called Oscar. I love your new deal with the Mets. Keep it up.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Old
We appreciate
Santana.
the call. Francesco from New Jersey. Francesco, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.
And to you.
Thanks, man.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy VD to you, Francesco.
Thank you. I just want to profess my love to my wife, Heather, let her know that I love her. And I also wanted to let you guys know from this week forward, we'll be playing the lottery. Anything I win, I'm going to give you some portion of it. Okay? So I'll give you a call every week.
Oh, God
That's
bless
great.
you.
You are the man.
I looked at the
You guys
numbers
are-
for February. We can use it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Can't wait for that
You
next
guys are the
$2
best.
win.
You guys are the best. If I'm telling you, anything I get, if I get the big lump sum, I'm giving you guys $1 million for sure. You
I
guys
love
deserve
you.
it.
Love you, man.
We'll
Love
take
you.
it. That means we've got better odds now, Francesco. You rock in New Jersey, and the best thing you can do for us is just spread the word about the Mike O'Mara Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we had an analysis before that he's just nipping at the heels of the S&P index. It's Mohammed from Woodbridge. Mo with his stock tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Mo, what do you have for us today? I know it's been tough for you to get through today. What can we do for you?
Facebook FB.
Facebook. What do you think Facebook is? Thank you, Mohammed. We appreciate it. What do you think Facebook is trading at? We have elements for everything on this show.
He's actually correct because you're going to buy in a low because of the latest news from Facebook. So if you buy in now, you will get some positive basis points on the back
taste,
end.
a little
Yeah,
taste. Yeah, nice.
Absolutely
Thank you, Mo.
wonderful.
Facebook.
FB.
Let's go to Sacramento, California, and say hi to Richard. Don't hide from your feelings. Hello, Richard. Welcome to the Mike
Gentlemen.
O'Mara Show. Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Good.
Hey, nobody in my family seems to give a crap that today is my birthday, and nobody could send a single email to Rob. Would you guys mind singing me the birthday song?
Not a bit, Richard. We will take birthday solicitations. That's no problem at all. On the count of three for Richard in Sacramento. 1, 2, 3, go. Richard. Richard, Sacramento. Happy birthday, Richard.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
I love this show. Joel from Richmond, Virginia. Joel, you're on the Mike O'Mara Show. What can we do for you, sir?
Well, good morning, fellas. Hi, everybody. Hi, Oscar.
Hey now.
Oh boy.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so
hold on.
I'm
Whoa,
taking time off-
Why did you single out Mr. Santana in that sexy way?
I
Joel?
always do.
He does.
okay.
Even with
All
my
right.
bad back, he finds me sexy.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Go
Did
ahead.
you like the story of Oscar laying on his back in the middle of the floor?
Let me say
address.
go ahead, Joel, again, and then Rob can interrupt and we can screw the call up a little bit more. Go ahead, Joel.
Well, I'm taking time off the campaign trail to take on my self-appointed role as the LGBTQ correspondent for the show and find out why have we not talked about Mac's all-mail review pamphlet in his car yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Now, somebody enlighten me. You got to catch me up on this.
This was on the day after the Super Bowl broadcast when we had a very detailed dissection of the ride home with Mac McIntosh.
Okay.
And when they got in his car, they found a brosure for an all-mail review.
Okay. Did I miss? Was I not on this show?
No,
Was
you were
this-
in travel. You were
traveling
You're
that
in
day.
transit.
I am fascinated by
Yes.
this. Please enlighten me. I
Lots
would
of
love to hear
men
about
with
it.
abs on both sides of the brochure.
Yeah.
And the brochure was
Wow.
not on the outside of the car like someone left it there because they were canvassing. It was on the inside of the car like someone found it, put it in the car for later.
And said, "Oh yeah, I'll attend to this later."
Did you get a chance to ask Mac about it?
I
Did we,
asked him in passing as he was driving because he had some issues with his vehicle. He got
Right.
nervous. He said he alleged that he went to a bachelor party at Archibald's in D.C., and that's what they found when they came out of Archibald's. Now, the one thing I know about that gentleman's club, because I've been there many times,
Yes.
is that when they flyer, they don't flyer for men into men. They flyer men into women.
Yeah.
So something's going on with that tennis pro.
Make a note. We will ask Mac about that the next time he is on campus. By the way, not that there's anything wrong with that. If he chooses to, and if he chooses to keep his little deal a secret. But I think he was at Archibald's. I remember when he posted that he was at Archibald, which was unusual in and of itself, that he posted that he was at a gentleman's club in
He
D.C.
told me he was dropping off a resume.
Thank you. Thanks for the call, Joel. Let's go to Michelle in Seattle, Washington. The bluest skies you've ever seen are in Seattle. Michelle, what can we do for you?
Hey, I'm Michelle that had Jesus give me a ride home, and I'm not a prostitute. If you remember me from calling before.
Oh.
Wait. Start again. Michelle,
I had Jesus give me a ride home, and I'm not a prostitute,
whoa,
have a serial killer.
Think there. Hold on. Glug. Hold on just a second. Start again. Take a deep breath, and I heard prostitute. I heard ride home. Who gave you a ride home, and who thought you were a prostitute?
Jesus gave me a ride home.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
The
I
driver.
remember this.
Jesus, yes.
Where and
Jesus.
when?
From
Where and when?
Uber or Lyft, one of those services.
In New Orleans?
It was Uber, yes.
Yes.
And then, remember, I had a serial killer who lived on my street, and I was not a prostitute, and I got a round of applause for not being a prostitute.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yes. She
That
made the
is
call
wonderful.
a couple weeks ago just to let us know about her childhood, her tragic childhood.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So much goes on.
Yes.
I've got to take more days off because all this crap goes on when I'm gone.
A lot going on. Lot going on.
Or
all
maybe
the
I
time.
just forget because of my advanced age.
No, we got a lot of content here, Mike.
That's
Yes,
wonderful.
there is a lot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't ever apologize, Michelle.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I won't apologize again.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the call. And God bless you in Seattle.
No,
Is there
no.
anything else we can do for you?
No, I have a bus story for you.
Bus?
A bus story?
Please.
Bus story. So I had taken the bus to my somewhat small software company that I work for. And, so I bus it in every day. And so I have a slight, gosh, you guys are going to laugh at this. I have a slight disability, which is not running off of the mouth. It actually has to do with me walking and stuff. So I actually use a cane.
Okay.
And so I got on the bus the other day, and I sit in the dreaded disability section of the bus just because I'm awkward getting on and off the bus and stuff like that.
Yeah, the cane.
I have a cane, yes, and it has a name. I've actually named my cane.
My cane has a name. My cane's name is Herman Cane when I had my hip surgery.
I remember.
And then I have another one called Purple Cane.
You know what my name is?
What?
Mine is it's a John McCaney.
John McCain. John McCain. That's funny. That's better than mine. I like John McCain. I like that. one. That's good.
So me and John are on the bus, and we're going to work. And this woman across the I have my headphones in and just hanging out, and it's a really full bus, and people are standing and stuff like that. And so this woman across from me is just waving at me and talking to me. And I take out my headphones and I'm like, "Excuse me, what?" And she's pointing at this other woman who's standing, and she says, "You need to give her your seat." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "This woman's disabled. You need to give her your seat." And she couldn't see John, and so
Oh, she couldn't see
Like,
your cane, so she was being
no,
bitchy to you.
good old John. Yeah, she couldn't see John. So I grabbed John, and I just basically throw it in her face. I'm like,
Yeah, you're like,
excuse me?
Good. Did you break the skin? No, I'm sorry. That was a
I wanted
violence
to.
with the cane thing. That's right. Oh my God, Rob's pointing at his watch. Yes. Well, you know what? People can be so cruel, can't they, Michelle?
Yes. And I was just like, I was just so cheesed off, and like I gave her, like, I had one stop left until my work. I just gave her like the dead look the entire way.
Dead eyes.
Just remember, always remember this.
Does that make
Michelle,
me a bad person? Because I was just like,
no, you would have been justified in beating her to death with your cane. That's what would have happened.
No jury would convict you.
And you know what? Because I just don't want to leave a person hanging. Really, you have 5 seconds. Nicholas in Vermont. Nicholas in Vermont, you're the last call on a complete show of your phone calls. The first time ever on Wide Open Wednesday. Nicholas, you're the last one. Go ahead.
How's it going, guys? I was just real curious on this day of love.
Not going to work on Bluetooth. Sorry about that.
Or
I'm terribly
when you're
sorry.
taking a dump.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Wherever
it. Sorry,
he
not
was.
when you're in the bathroom, but
No.
that was a full complement of calls
Wonderful.
for the entire show. That's the first time, seriously. That's the first time we've ever had it the whole time, and
We
it was
have one
wonderful.
more break before news.
We have one more break before news.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're late.
What are we going to do?
Hey, Zeus.
Huck, we'll do a
Oh,
quick
my
break
God.
and we'll be okay.
All right.
There's a lot to
Okay,
get
we'll
to.
take a break and come right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. God.
When I first discovered the free Mike O'Mara Show podcast, I was in intensive care, crippled with parasites.
Okay,
But Mike, Rob, and
thanks.
Oscar inspired
Let's move
me.
on. Thanks a lot. Can't play a 14-minute promo. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Amazon. Everyone knows that Amazon is the best. If you need it, Amazon has it. What's today's Amazon purchase of the day, boys?
How many times have you wanted someone to hear something that you're listening to on your iPhone or something, and you just can't play it because you have one headphone jack? This is great. It's a headphone splitter from SyncWire. I love this brand. Their cables are actually fabric, and they last forever. Only $7.99. You can split your headphones. It's a great deal.
They're cabers?
They're cables, Mike. They're fabric cables.
Okay. Fabric. Amazon really does have everything. You can find that and more at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we thank you. Welcome back to the show. Super quick Valentine's Day plans. We have only time for a really quick break here. I've run so late on the show. Yes, Oscar Santana.
You know, we win here on the show with Pro Flowers and Cherries Berries, Mike, all the time. So that's a big win there.
Fly's over. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I walked over to my wife.
Yes.
She said, "What are we doing today?" And I said, I kissed her on the cheek. I said, "The rent stays the same."
Very good. So,
Happy
wrote
Valentine's
my wife gave me some golf visors, 2 golf visors, and a beautiful card last night. We got my little guy a street hockey net that we're going to put in the driveway where he can shoot the balls into it, and we got him a giant teddy bear. That's what we got him today.
sweet.
I took pen to paper and I wrote my wife a very nice letter last night. I swear to God, that's how cheap I am. I don't plan on that being the end of things, but tonight we will be going to Buffalo Chips, where we took Jimmy, the dive bar with the wings and the cold beer. That's
Something
what we're
special.
doing.
That sounds nice.
And Rob Spiewak?
Nothing for my wife, of course. Maybe my kids will give me something. I do know that tonight we will be enjoying tater tot casserole. So as you have your big red hearts for your Valentine's Day, know that my big red heart will be clogged.
Oh, that's wonderful. That tater tot casserole, you're famous for it.
I love
That's
it. It's a
wonderful.
great way
That's
to spend the
delicious.
holiday.
Mike, if I wasn't injured, I'd be more romantic. I would just say, let me just say that.
He's lying.
I am lying about that.
All right, before we go to break, I'm sorry I'm so late today.
That's all right.
Michael from Cashiers, North Carolina. I got so excited about all the phone calls.
That's great.
Michael, you are officially the last word on Wide Open Wednesday.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I was calling to give you my review of the Punta Gorda Airport.
Please do.
First off, you left out a very important detail. You did not mention the cows.
Yeah, it's because it's right next to a cow pasture, right?
Yeah, you're like driving to the airport, and there was like farm cows. So that I was not expecting that.
Yes,
Right. As opposed to the city cows. That's right. That's the way that goes.
Yeah. Thank
What
you.
is happening on Wide Open Wednesday today? I have to confess to something. I am addicted to phone calls.
City cows have a pocket watch.
That's right. City cows.
And they're
Yeah.
dressed nice.
They are. They have hats.
I
Better
am
spot.
a city cow. Ben, Anchorage, Alaska. Hello. Come on. It's not working.
Come on, Ben.
It's not working.
There we go.
Ben, that was not me. That was
Yeah.
B-E-N. Ben.
Good morning,
from
guys.
Anchorage. Yes, last call officially. I swear to God it's the last call. Start the music right
Morning,
now.
guys.
Good morning.
Well, I'm just laying in bed because it's 5:30, and I got the push notification and thought I'd call.
Oh, it's very sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Consider it done. Go back to sleep. Thank you for all your calls on Wide Open Wednesday. We will have news you may not need coming up next on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Fantastic. Exciting. New. Does twice the work in half the time.
Sorry, no time for promos today. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our bonus packages. It's the worst time of the year. The weather is disgusting. The Olympics have too many commercials. The flu is everywhere. It's rampant. And you're laying on the floor in excruciating back pain while the cleaning lady mops up around your motionless body.
Oh, it's sad.
What will you do? What will you do? Well, you slack-jawed ignoramus, how about the TMOS bonus show? The bonus show is an extra hour of TMOS comedy each and every week that will change you from a stupid Cupid into a super fine Valentine.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner, and it makes a great gift. Spread some cheer by giving back bonus show style, now available in a heart-shaped box while supplies last. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. Let us cheer you up for a mere pittance, so please show a little heart this Valentine's Day, and we thank you. Without further ado...
News.
When Bill Paxton died last year at the age of 61, everyone was shocked. He went in for surgery a year ago today to replace a valve to correct an aortic aneurysm, but complications arose and he died of a stroke 11 days later. Now his family is suing his surgeon in the hospital, Cedars-Sinai, for wrongful death. They say the doctor provided Bill with a, quote, negligent diagnosis, management, and treatment. They also claim the hospital failed to disclose the fact that the doctor was going to use, quote, a high-risk and unconventional surgical approach with which he lacked experience.
Ooh,
well,
that's a no good.
Man.
That can happen. It's why they have insurance. Steve Harvey's second ex-wife sued him. I guess that would be second wife. When they say second ex-wife, well, I guess it would be second. Is he married a third time? So he'd have a second ex-wife.
Well, I refer to
right?
Carrie as my future ex-wife, so it's all
there
in
you
the
go.
semantics.
You always have.
Yes.
And she never will be. That's the amazing thing about
Sad,
that.
right?
Steve Harvey's second ex-wife sued him last year for crushing her soul. Yeah.
Is that
Boy,
what it
that's
says on the paper,
Yeah,
really?
That's
You
a
can do
lucky
that?
lawyer that got that gig. Even though they divorced in 2005, she said she was still miserable about losing her son and her business. She's even suicidal sometimes and self-medicates to deal with the pain from their bitter breakup. She sued Steve for, here we go, $60 million for child endangerment, torture, conspiracy against rights, kidnapping, and murder of her soul.
Wow.
But she sued him in L.A., and they got divorced in Texas. So the judge tossed out the lawsuit and said she'd have to refile the crushing her soul suit in Texas.
100
That's where
people
she has to
surveyed,
do
top
that.
5 answers on the board. Name a way someone can crush your soul.
Crushing a soul. Very, very strange. Jerry Seinfeld has always been dismissive about a remake of his sitcom. Just last year, he said, quote, "Why? Maybe it's nice that you continue to love it instead of us tampering with something that went pretty well." This gives Jerry the chance to be Jerry.
Yeah, of course.
And hey, Jerry, I don't care. I don't care if you remake it or
Me
not.
neither.
Rather have you not. But Jerry was on Ellen yesterday, and when she asked if Seinfeld would ever be revived, he said, quote, "It's possible." Okay. The money. He needs more money. They always need more money.
Yeah.
The crowd cheered, and he added, "They like the idea." Hey! God, he's so arrogant. But that was the end of the interview, and he didn't elaborate, so who knows? Maybe he was just being playful. Maybe I don't care.
Well, I like
How about
the
that,
show
Jerry? What do you think of that?
in its day. I don't think it would play anymore. I think it was a product of its time.
I tried to find some Seinfeld gifts to send to you guys, and I looked at all the Kramer gifts that I thought I used to love.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just didn't hold up the way I thought
No.
they held up.
No.
No, they don't hold up, and it's taking a risk. But if he's talking like that, perhaps he's thinking about it because, But I thought he had, don't they have unlimited funding? I mean, he's
Well, he's
got
got
more money
all the
than
money,
Jesus.
and he's even making money on his, coffee in cars. with
Comedians
show.
in cars
Yeah.
with coffee.
He's got a building in New York that just stores his Porsches.
So jealous.
Yeah, and George would have to
Not
shave
really.
his head again because I think he got implants.
Researchers studied what music people listen to on Spotify, and they found that basically we gravitate toward the type of music and the actual songs that were popular when we were in middle school and high school. Makes sense. They found the average woman's musical taste got locked in between 11 and 14, and the average man finalized between 13 and 16. Then you have another quick period in your early 20s where your tastes grow a little, but it's only about half as influential as that period earlier in your life. But that's it. Your taste in music is now cemented. That's why you don't like any new music once you get older. Kind of makes sense. Pretty
does make
logical,
sense,
but
yeah.
there it is spelled out for everybody. According to a new survey, Americans have 60 bad days every year. Tell me something I don't know. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
But in a row.
And now, a little something. A woman who led police on a chase told arresting officers that she was Mother Mary en route to pick up baby Jesus and had permission from God to speed. Kentucky troopers attempted to pull over 52-year-old Connie Allen.
Connie Allen?
Connie Allen.
Connie Allen? Allen.
Doesn't that sound like it could be on like the Jackie Gleason show on the 60s? Please welcome Connie Allen.
Let's bring him out, Art Carney and Connie Allen.
This was Saturday. She had a high-speed chase because she didn't pull over. Another trooper was eventually able to pull in front of Connie, to force her to stop. He approached her car with his weapon drawn, but she refused to get out and show her hands. The report says she became compliant when he hit her window with a police baton. That'll get her going.
Yeah,
That'll get Connie Allen to hop out of the seat.
Connie Allen.
She also told police that this makes sense. She had died 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
The lady in the water.
Yeah.
Connie Allen says she's Mother Mary going to pick up Jesus. She was charged with several offenses. Unclear whether she has a lawyer, but it's very clear that she has a famous son. Thank you all very much. Sorry.
5
Connie
stars.
Connie Allen.
Connie Allen.
Table for 50. Table for 50. Connie Allen. Table for 50. We'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Valentine's Day, Joe.
Yes, my 8th favorite holiday.
All right. Here's some tips for you, fellas. Why don't you get next to your girl on the couch, get a nice bottle of wine, download that TMOS app, and hit play on the Rob and Joe Show.
That's horrible advice. She'll leave you.
That's the whole idea. Then you'll be single. You have to celebrate that stupid holiday. Rob and Joe Show. Romance is never in the air. Hear us every week. RobandJoeShow.com, the TMOS app, and subscribe on iTunes.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. They catch me by surprise sometimes. Listen up because things just got a lot better for your podcast. Introducing the latest TM-Soft creation, Playapod. Available for Android and iOS, Playapod is the best way to listen to any podcast. Is that your special music for Playapod?
That's the Playapod music.
That's the music.
Yes.
Oh, that is the Playapod. Turn it up so I can hear that a little bit. I haven't heard that yet. Available for Android and iOS, Playapod is the best way to listen to any podcast. Playapod allows you to easily search and subscribe to all your favorite podcasts. Plus, it has cross-platform syncing, so you can grab any device and continue podcast playback right where you left off. Playapod is also the only app that displays exactly what you've listened to or skipped over, and with time-coded bookmarks, you can quickly replay your biggest laughs and your favorite moments. But the best part about Playapod, it's free. Even more good news. TM-Soft is hard at work updating all of the TMOS apps, so soon they will have all the great Playapod features. So what are you waiting for? Just visit playapod.com or search for Playapod in the App Store and the Google Play Store. Again, that's Playapod by TM-Soft. Download it for free. Download it today, and don't let that man deliver flowers to you. Let's open up the Audio Vault today. This is Wednesday, Feb 14. Happy Valentine's Day 2018, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You threatened to watch the Olympics last night. Did you watch the Olympics last night?
I watched almost the entire half pipe with Shaun White, and I didn't get a chance to talk about this on the show, Rob, so I'll mention it now. Yeah. The information age, the modern age, I get push notifications from CBS and CNN.
They ruin it.
And I was sitting there, and I was really engaged with it because you know what? When the Japanese snowboarder got, I think, like a 92.5, a really, really terrific score. And it was like, oh, all is not well in the Shaun White world. Now he's got a real... And this is when a champion becomes a champion because you get the pressure.
True
and you stand
test of your mettle.
And I'm waiting... 10 seconds before he's going to do his final run, where he's already on the podium, but he could win the gold at like 31 years of age. And I get bleep, bleep, and I'm like, oh God, there it is.
Yeah.
Like a second before, because in the information age, you know, NBC doesn't have the corner on the market anymore. And of course, he did this amazing run and really got emotional. And but Sean, you know, in this day and age, don't drag the flag on the ground.
Yeah, please do
it's
that.
not cool.
I
Please.
was surprised.
Did you catch any heat about that? I'm not sure.
Oh,
whether-
yes.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
Okay.
This is what I wanted. The two coaches that were all suave. And looked
no.
like
The
they were-
suck-up patrol won't do that.
The male
for the guy.
models could have run over and picked up the flag for him.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. Yeah, no help whatsoever. Oh, he's Sean. This is his moment.
The man's
idiots.
waving. The flag's dragging.
Were you
Right.
surprised to find out that that was only the 100th gold medal that the U.S. has ever won in all Winter Olympics in modern history?
I was. That was
seemed
a
low to
stunning
me, right?
number. Yeah, it seemed very, very low. But when you watch the half pipe, which I talked about, just how exhilarating it is, and then they go to pairs figure skating, it's just kind of a
different.
Womp, 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 womp. It's just not
Downgrade.
juxtaposed. That a little bit of a downgrade.
Well,
but
they
now
did
more alpine events, by the way, later in the week, which I'm all in. They're going to like double them up because they've had bad weather. So I'm kind of into the Olympic thing.
Here is
right
Shaun
there.
White following his winning run last night.
I want you two to round up the horses, and I want you to ride over to Uncle Milt. You tell him to bring Steve and George and young Milt. And Tom, you ride out to Uncle Irish, and you tell him to bring Billy and Jack and anyone else he can think to bring.
That's not the right tape. I'm sorry. Walter Brennan.
How did you put that together in your mind?
Because Shaun White has been
We
around
talked
for
about
a
how
long
old he
time.
was.
He's
Yeah,
older.
yeah.
Your classic old man voice is Walter Brennan.
I'm just asking you to catch up.
All right. Here's actually Shaun White on winning the gold last.
You know, honestly, I just felt it inside. I had it. You know, I knew I had to put it down, and you know, it's so hard to describe. It's the feeling like I knew I had it, but I had to still do it. And I'm just like working my way through the run, trick after trick, and it's going well, better and better. And I'm riding away, and I can't tell you how amazing it felt. I'm so proud of even my first run out here. And, man, what can I say? It's my fourth Olympics. 3 golds.
3 golds. He's won 3% of every gold medal that we've ever won as a country.
It's what he does.
Yeah.
It's what he does, and he's committed his life to it. So
I like
I'm all for
31
him.
winning. I like a guy that's 31 winning.
Love that. Love that. And he, look, he made the sport what it is. So I mean that he deserves it. It's
But I
great.
think the story of the Olympics this year, when all is said and done, is probably going to be this skater, Adam Rippon. And he had a press conference yesterday, and he was very bold. I like what he had to say.
Being gay and being an athlete, it doesn't matter. Like, being an athlete, you need to go out there, you need to be strong. And I think sometimes people might perceive like gay men as not being strong or not being, you know, fighters. It's not true. Being an athlete takes a lot of guts, takes a lot of courage, and that's what you need to remember. Your sexuality has absolutely nothing to do with this. In so many articles, it's always gay Olympian Adam Rippon, and I wear that title really proudly, but I'm not a gay Olympian. I'm just an Olympian.
He's so young, and that's so brave, and I
He's
really
28,
hope,
so he's not that young. And the fact is that these are things that, especially now more than ever, need to be said in our society and said without varnish and bingo right there, just like it is. The fact is, you know, go to those training centers and see what those people put themselves through. And I love it. I love that he's straight ahead.
I do
with it.
too.
I think that's fantastic.
Just one quick tip, and I disagree with the fact that you don't have to be stronger. You have to be stronger because of all that sequence that's on your costume.
The sequins, yes, muscle relaxer. Thank you very. Yes, it's greater weight, Oscar. You're absolutely right. It's greater weight than the other straight athletes that don't wear sequins.
Metal and glass, Mike. It'll hold them back forever. His name is Noah. He's a time traveler, and he's come back to visit us from the year
It's exciting.
2030. He offers this. Some forms of cancer
I don't know
will
which
be
is
cured.
funnier, the line itself or the fact that he just destroyed it so much.
I know.
It was a funny line, and so now I'm just
Mike,
reacting
it's like
to
baked
it,
Alaska. It's great at every level. Such a flavor profile. Trump will be reelected. Some parts of cancer will be cured. Some forms of cancer will be gone in
that's
2030. But they're protecting his identity, so they change his voice. Here's time traveler Noah, who passed a lie detector test that he is from the year 2030.
Can you tell us for a 100% fact if you're telling the truth?
Yes, for 100% fact, I am telling the truth. I am not a liar. I am a time traveler from the year 2030.
Do you swear to God?
I swear to God.
It's inevitable that we're going to get a lot of feedback from this video of people saying that you're not telling the truth. And again, I don't want to give my opinion because I don't want to influence anybody who's watching this opinion.
Yes.
But what do you say to all the skeptics out there who don't believe what you're saying?
I can see where you guys are coming from, and I believe, you guys have a point. But I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get as much as people to, aware of the fact that, the government is lying.
Sequin shirts.
I love when I
Stephen Douglas McIntyre will still be president of the fan club.
I love it when I pull a tape and I hope that you do something and then you do it. It's such a magical treat.
Thank you, Rob. I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm from 2030.
2030. What do you see about in the future? How's the fan club doing?
Happy Valentine's Day.
So I went up really high and then came right
That's one of my favorite things you do. Let's close with this. The Liberty University Wind Symphony pranked their conductor. He asked them to play Bach. They had no, not that kind of wind symphony.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he went to conduct Bach, and this is what they played instead. The Wii music. And the beauty of this prank is they had to do an arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so beautifully done.
It's not bad, yeah. And the conductor at this point just has his hands in the air, but he does have a comment here.
I can honestly say I have never, ever happened to me before.
What did he say?
Number one in my book.
He said, I can honestly say that has never, ever happened to me before, but you guys are number one in my book. I love it.
Nice.
Next time they'll play Pac-Man Fever. That's
Yay.
your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
That's it, people. Thanks for joining us for another episode of TMOS. Don't forget to update our brand new app today and unlock our 24/7 TMOS stream. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Mailing address TMOS, Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thank you for all the wonderful
Great
phone calls on Wide Open Wednesday, including Stephen Douglas McIntyre.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
I'll take care of SDM today.
I would use this as an opportunity to just put more space between us and him if possible. He's got, I've always suspected